Today we're making a dish that packs so much fibre, so much plant protein and healthy omega-3 fats from one of my favourite fish. It's called the broccoli and Borlotti Powerhouse pasta because this truly is a powerhouse of a dish. So delicious and offers such a great variety of fibres, plant compounds and flavours for gut microbes and for your overall health. Kathryn has done an amazing job here translating what I was just thinking about in my head to an actual recipe that works so beautifully. I can't wait to show you. Let's get going with these incredible ingredients. Most of us have these already sitting in our kitchen or at the bottom of our fridge, and you're going to make something that you're going to be absolutely surprised by how delicious and how nourishing it is. So Kathryn, we're dressed up, we've got our lipstick on, we're ready to go to make this very Italian-inspired dish.
Yes.
And we've already put the pasta in because it's all going to take under 10 minutes.
Yes, it's a quite a speedy one. While the pasta's cooking, we're going to get on with all of these. We're going to harness the power of the flavour of an anchovy. And that's going to create, anchovies and garlic are going to create the base of this amazing dish. When you think anchovies, don't think fishy, because when you cook this dish, what they actually do is they lend their umami flavour. And we're going to build on that with some olives and capers.
Amazing. And the trick to anchovies and getting that fusion is to use really good quality extra virgin olive oil because it extracts all that flavour and transforms the anchovies from a little fish into actually a delicious paste almost, doesn't it?
So even the garlic and the anchovies that we're using with this lovely bonnet olive oil, that on its own, just with some spaghetti tossed through, is an amazing, amazing meal. But we're going to use some gorgeous broccoli. We're also adding in some fibre-rich Borlotti beans.
Oh, Borlotti, my favourite.
Yes,
you can use any bean,
You
right?
can use any bean.
But if you can get Borlotti, I mean, the Roman in me is like, yes.
They're they've just got a starchiness to them that they really lend to a pasta dish.
Yeah, it's so true.
That just creates this real kind of unctuous.
We've got extra fibre from the broccoli, the capers, the olives, and with the Borlotti, which is also fibre-rich, it's just such a great combination of flavours and textures and additional fibres. I can't wait.
So we're going to start off, our pasta is cooking, and then we're going to cook our broccoli with our pasta.
Love that.
So I just want to show you this little bit here. That's not for the bin.
No.
This is really good. So you can just trim away the outside.
You basically end up with the heart, don't you?
You've got the heart of it. And this is it's really delicious. And what this will also do is add a little bit of texture to our dish because it just stays a little bit crunchy. I find it really satisfying that every little bit of the vegetable is going into this dish.
Yeah.
And then we're just going to get our broccoli and break it up into little florets. And I think about one medium head of broccoli is about enough.
For how many people?
Well, I guess it depends on how hungry everybody is. So I like my bowls of pasta quite large, but I would say 2 to 4 people.
Okay, fab.
Is when it's all kind of put together, because obviously the beans are quite substantial.
Yeah.
I've made this for quite a few people, and they've saved it and brought it to work for lunch the next day.
And you know,
it
when
keeps
you
quite well.
cook and then cool starchy foods like beans and pasta, you're actually creating resistant starch. So you end up with even more food for your gut microbes when you eat this next day.
So that's our broccoli. That's going to go into the pan in a minute. But now we're going to create our base flavour. So we've got 2 garlic cloves. We're just going to... I think garlic cloves, when it comes to a dish like this, I think it's personal preference as to whether or not you finely chop them or finely slice them. I love garlic.
Me too.
So I don't feel the need for it to kind of disappear as a layer of flavour. I quite like it being...
its own
thing.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's part of the star of the show. So for that reason, I am just going to finely slice it like this.
So if you don't like garlic so much, I guess you could leave it whole, just halved, and then remove it from your plate if you don't want to eat it. That makes sense.
So that's our garlic. And then here we have our anchovies.
Yum.
I'm going to use...
Loads?
Loads, probably not quite so many. We want ultimately about 4.
Okay.
So about 1 there and about 3 there. So that gets finely sliced.
Great.
So that's going to be our base. We're going to get all of our chopping done, everything ready. Here we have some capers. They're also going to go in. These are quite beautiful little capers, so they don't need much chopping, but we have some pitted green olives here.
The amount of different polyphenols in this dish is incredible. So capers contain this very specific type of phytonutrient, of chemical, which is really good for helping to make the meal satisfying. So it directly signals the brain to say that you've had something really nutritious because they are absolutely packed full of nutrients.
Okay, so this is our flavour profile.
Nice.
That's what's going to create all the flavour in this beautiful dish.
So we take our oil and we go to the pan.
We're going to go to the pan.
Tell me, I know that we both love extra virgin olive oil. Tell me how much.
Lots.
Okay, great. That's easy to do.
So this is going to create this lovely kind of silky, delicious base for the dish.
Nice.
And it's also going to give us lots of flavour. I think you could do a little bit more.
And so we're using Bonner extra virgin olive oil. They have a really amazing vacuum packing system, which basically means that the polyphenols are intact when you pour them out. They haven't been oxidized in a standard bottle. And people often ask me, is it okay to cook with extra virgin olive oil? Because there's rumors that like it gets destroyed and it's got a low heating point. But actually for this kind of cooking, where it's a soft, gentle heat, it is an absolutely excellent oil to cook with and enjoy the flavors that it brings out.
So we have our pasta in here. And for the last kind of 2 to 3 minutes of cooking, I would say 3 when they're this chunky, I'm just going to put the broccoli in there so that has some time to cook. So that will be nice and al dente by the time it goes into here.
Beautiful.
And then in here, we've got our olive oil heating up, and we're going to start with our anchovies and our garlic. You can see the way the anchovies start to break down and they almost blend into the olive oil.
They melt in, don't they?
They melt in.
Yeah.
So they become something almost completely different in terms of their texture. And what that's doing is just creating this base layer of flavour that is so delicious. From here, all good things are going to happen.
All good things. So it's quite a low heat. It's simmering really gently.
Yeah.
The garlic's not burning.
Crucial not to burn the garlic, because once garlic burns, it turns bitter.
You can't turn back.
No, you can't turn back.
It's too late.
It's too late.
So now, and then do the olives go in last with the capers?
Yeah, so the olives, once we just start seeing the garlic turn a little bit golden.
Yeah.
Because what you don't want is that raw flavour of garlic. You do want it to be cooked out. I'm just going to quickly give the broccoli and the pasta a stir. Okay, so now that's about where we want to be. And we're going to add these capers and olives, and in they go. A little pinch of chilli flakes, just for a small bit of heat. In they go.
And I guess if you're making this for your kids or you don't like chili, it's optional, but it does bring out this lovely warmth, doesn't it, to the flavours?
You have all these contrasting flavours. You've got the saltiness and the umami flavour of the olives, and then that layer of spice. It's just a really nice little kind of balancing act going on between them all. I can see the garlic is turning, so I'm going to turn that off. That's done. So this is worth keeping a really close eye on. So that now is ready. So actually what we can do here, we can pop in our Borlotti beans.
Oh, yay!
And they will start to soak up all that flavour.
Delicious. We always keep a bit of pasta water.
Yeah.
It's starchy and it's how we finish in Italy. And of course, when you're an amazing recipe developer like you, it helps you to finish a dish because it binds everything together with its amazing superpowers.
So we're going to keep that and drain the rest.
No, drain the rest. Oh my God.
Beautiful. Let's bring that over to our dish.
And we won't need all of that water, but it's good to have extra.
We'll just need a few tablespoons. Okay, so I'm going to just turn the heat back on.
The pasta is al dente. Don't overcook your pasta, people.
It's very important. In that goes, like so. You can see the broccoli is still beautiful and vibrant, but because it's been cooked, we can just break it down a little bit into the sauce. We're going to mix that so that all the flavour is really combined. I mean, that is just so colourful and so pretty. Okay, so that's ready. And then we just need to take you can do it little bit by little bit of pasta water. In it goes. And that, again, all the starch from the beans, from the pasta water and from the pasta. And as it mixes with the olive oil, it will start to thicken.
So it makes this creaminess. So often people ask how Italians make pasta creamy. We don't really use cream.
No.
Like almost ever. There's a couple of recipes. It's really using pasta water. That is the secret to creating delicious creamy pastas. And 0 dairy is involved.
0 dairy. Just amazing olive oil.
Yeah.
And some starchy pasta water. That is absolute perfection.
I'm so excited about this. So
Yes.
It's ready to go. It's stunning. It smells gorgeous. And we're going to add a squeeze of lemon at the very end.
Yes, just that acidity to cut through the saltiness and the richness of the olive oil.
But also the vitamin C that helps with the absorption of the iron that's naturally found in these plants.
Amazing.
So we have iron in the Borlotti beans and in the broccoli. There is a bit of iron in the anchovies as well. So really nice way to pack in an extra bit of nutrient absorption thanks to that squeeze of lemon.
All the flavour layers of these dishes and all the nutritional layers. It's quite amazing.
They're best friends,
It
Kathryn.
is.
There's a
It's
reason
amazing
why...
to learn about it. And when I hear you talking about it, I'm like, oh my God, I thought it was just tasty.
No, but there's a reason why
All
we've
of this.
evolved to love these flavours.
It's
Because
incredible.
these flavours are actually good for us. So, you know, it's very clever evolution. That evolution thing it works well. Now, it's controversial, but Parmesan?
I mean, is there ever a world where that's a no?
Not in my world.
Nor
So
mine.
it's not necessary for the recipe. But for me, when you have pasta and you have broccoli and you have Borlotti, Parmesan is like an obvious addition. And Parmesan offers lots of protein and it's from a fermented dairy, so really good for you. Again, it is quite salty, so I'm just mindful here that perhaps if you're adding Parmesan, make sure, taste it first. If you don't want any more saltiness, don't add it. But Parmesan packs a punch in terms of it's fermented, it's a live product, it's high in protein, and it delivers lots of calcium. So you've got your nice grater, I've got my nice Parmesan.
It's just getting better and better.
There you go.
The more we add.
More is more.
More is always more.
And when we talk about positive nutrition, this is what we mean. Like, what more can we add to this dish to make it even more nutritious and delicious? And joyful food is supposed to be delicious. And it's always good for you.
And I don't think that was difficult. I think anyone could do that. That's a very simple, straightforward
12
meal.
minutes.
Yeah,
12
it's
minutes
really,
flat.
really simple. And I would say, well, we spoke about how many people we think this serves. This is a 2-person serving.
Yes.
I would say there's not quite enough here for 4. There's maybe enough for 3, but I would be definitely going back for seconds.
So I often make this dish when I'm having lunch with the girls, like on a weekend, I want to make something quick before we go and do something together. I'll make this and we'll all eat it together. And really, me and my 2 girls will finish this off.
Beautiful.
Maybe a piece of fruit at the end. And you've
Yes.
got the perfect meal.
The perfect meal.
Nourishing. Your gut microbes are going to love you. Your brain is happy. Your taste buds are absolutely singing for joy. I can't wait to try it.
Perfection. Let's
do it.
try. This is the best bit.
Oh my God. You know that little lemon at the end is a real
I think
flex.
that's a really lovely little... It's just that acidity makes all the ingredients kind of individually sing. That is gorgeous.
Happy eating.
Delicious.
I'm Dr Federica Amati, medical scientist, registered public health nutritionist, and best-selling author. I teach nutrition to healthcare professionals, as well as advising policymakers on how to improve public health. I also work with a clinical medical team to help people achieve their health goals. Subscribe for easy ways to improve your health, simple, delicious recipes, and evidence-based information. Follow me on Instagram and TikTok for regular updates and quick health wins. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you found this useful. I can't wait to see you next time.